Every morning, remind yourself, I am still here, which means my life still has meaning. Many believe aging makes them irrelevant, but your experience is priceless. You have wisdom to share, lessons to teach, and lives to impact. Don't waste energy on what you can't change. Focus on what you can do and be grateful for what you still have. If you want to live with purpose, start by speaking these 5 powerful truths every morning. They will change the way you see life. Every morning, you must speak to yourself, I am alive, that means my life still has a purpose. Many people wake up feeling empty, believing that their best days are behind them. They feel like they're just existing, no longer needed, no longer important. But that's not true. If you are still here, life is still waiting for you to do something. You still have wisdom to share, love to give, lessons to teach, advice to offer, and smiles to spread. Age does not define your value. Many people believe that as they grow older, they become less relevant. But one of the most valuable assets in the world is experience, and you have it. Younger generations need the lessons you have learned. The mistakes you have made can help someone else avoid the same pitfalls. The wisdom you have gathered over decades can change someone's life. You can inspire, encourage, and guide. Every day you wake up is a gift. It's an opportunity to make a difference, no matter how small. Don't let a day go by without doing something meaningful. If you are searching for a purpose, start with the little things. Write down 3 things you are grateful for every morning. Find someone to help, whether it's a kind word, a phone call, or a simple act. Pick up a new hobby, learn a new skill, join a community. You don't have to change the world, but you can change someone's world. People respect those with experience not because they have all the answers, but because they have walked paths that younger people have yet to travel. They have wisdom, and wisdom is priceless. Your existence is not an accident. You are still alive because you still have something to do. And when you start reminding yourself of that every day, you will feel the motivation to make the most of every single moment. You are still here, which means you still matter. You still have something to give. Live as if every day is an opportunity, because it truly is. The second thing you must say about yourself is, I will not waste my energy on things I cannot change. This is a crucial lesson because one of the biggest sources of frustration, especially in old age, is spending too much mental and emotional energy on things beyond our control. We often dwell on past mistakes, wishing we could undo them, but the truth is, no one can turn back time. We feel frustrated when others don't change the way we want, but every individual has their own thoughts and journey. We worry about the future, fearing the unknown, yet life will continue to move forward regardless of our concerns. So what happens when you constantly focus on things beyond your control? You feel frustrated, exhausted, and drained. You spend too much energy regretting, resenting, or hoping for a change that will never come. But if you learn to let go and focus on what you can change, you will feel lighter. Because the most important thing in life is not controlling everything, but controlling how you respond to it. You cannot change the past, but you can choose to learn from it instead of suffering because of it. You cannot force people to change, but you can choose to deal with them with calmness, understanding, or even walk away if necessary. You cannot slow down the flow of time, but you can embrace each moment instead of worrying about the future. So how can you train your mind to adopt this mindset? First, practice gratitude. Every morning, instead of thinking about what you cannot change, write down 3 things you are grateful for. This shifts your mind to focus on what you have rather than what you have lost. Second, learn to accept reality. When faced with a situation, ask yourself, is there anything I can do to change this? If the answer is no, let it go and move on. If the answer is yes, take action immediately rather than wasting energy worrying. Third, choose positive emotions. When faced with adversity, remind yourself that you have the power to choose peace over resentment, gratitude over regret. Each day, You can allow your mind to be consumed by things outside your control, or you can choose to focus on what you can change. That choice is yours. And when you learn to let go of what cannot be changed, you free yourself from a lifetime of unnecessary stress. You will live lighter, calmer, and make the most of every single day. The third important thing you need to say every morning is, I will treat myself with the same kindness I give to others. We spend our lives caring for those around us, showing them love and compassion, but when it comes to ourselves, we become our own harshest critics. We replay our mistakes over and over, we hold on to guilt and shame that serve no purpose, we dwell on failures as if they define who we are. But think about this, if you can offer forgiveness to others, why can't you do the same for yourself? If you can be patient with someone else's mistakes, why not give yourself that same patience? If you can bring peace to others, why not allow yourself to have peace too? The irony is that we are often kinder to others than we are to ourselves. When someone makes a mistake, we reassure them that everyone stumbles. But when we make a mistake, we convince ourselves that we are failures. When a friend falls short, we tell them that setbacks are temporary. But when we fail, we see it as the end of the road. This unfairness we impose on ourselves drains our confidence and keeps us trapped in negative thoughts. But you deserve kindness, patience, and understanding. You are not perfect, but no one is. You have made mistakes, but they do not define you. You have had moments of weakness, but they do not diminish your worth. Being overly critical of yourself only makes life heavier, while practicing self-compassion allows you to move forward. So how do you develop the habit of treating yourself with kindness? First, learn to forgive yourself. Stop punishing yourself for things you cannot change. Learn from them, but don't let them control you. Second, talk to yourself the way you would talk to a close friend. When you feel discouraged, remind yourself that you are doing your best. When you make a mistake, tell yourself that it's part of being human. Third, take care of yourself, not just physically, but emotionally. Allow yourself to rest, to enjoy life's little pleasures without guilt. Every day, you have a choice. You can continue being hard on yourself, or you can choose to love yourself. When you learn to treat yourself with kindness, life becomes lighter, your heart becomes freer, and every day becomes more meaningful. Remember, you deserve love, not just from others, but from yourself too. You must speak to yourself that, I will focus on what I can still do, not on what I have lost. As we age, one undeniable truth is that our bodies change, our energy declines, and some abilities are not as sharp as they once were. But if you only look at what you have lost, you will feel frustrated. If you only dwell on what is no longer yours, you will be consumed by regret. But if you choose to focus on what you can still do, you will see that life is still full of opportunities and value. Aging does not take everything away. It does not take away your intelligence, your experience, or your kindness. It does not stop you from learning, from loving, from helping others, or from enjoying the simple things in life. When you focus on what you can still do, you will find joy instead of frustration, see opportunities instead of limitations, and embrace life instead of resenting it. Many older people spend their time thinking about what they can no longer do. They mourn their youth, their health, and their agility. But what good does that do? If you only look back at the past, you will miss everything you still have in the present. You can still read, still share your wisdom with your family, still create, still learn something new, still participate in social activities, and still connect with people who share your interests. Most importantly, you can still live a meaningful life, if you choose to. The difference between those who are happy in old age and those who feel trapped in regret is not their age, but their perspective. If you focus on what you can still do, you will feel empowered and motivated. If you only dwell on what you have lost, you will create barriers for yourself. No one can turn back time, but everyone can decide how to use the time they have left. So how can you practice this mindset? First, every morning when you wake up, instead of thinking about what you can no longer do, think about what you still can. Make a list of things you appreciate, things you are still capable of doing. Second, try something new. It is never too late to learn or experience something different. Some people start writing books at 70, learn to play musical instruments at 80, or dedicate their time to charity work in their 90s. The only limits are the ones you set for yourself. Life does not end when you lose something. It simply changes, and you decide how to adapt to that change. If you focus on what is still within your reach, you will enjoy life more fully. Do not look back with regret, look at the present with gratitude and at the future with hope. Remember, every day is a new opportunity, and there is still so much you can do. And the fifth thing you must speak to yourself is, today, I will find one thing to be grateful for. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a choice, a way of life, a habit that can completely transform how we see the world. We often believe that happiness comes from big achievements, from major changes in life. But in reality, happiness comes from appreciating the small things. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, the golden sunrise outside your window, a simple message from a loved one, a cherished memory that still lives in your heart. These things may seem small, but when you are grateful for them, you realize that life is always full of meaning. Gratitude is the key to peace. It frees us from the endless cycle of negative thoughts, constant desires, and invisible pressures we place upon ourselves. When you practice gratitude, you stop focusing on what is missing and start appreciating what is already present. You stop seeing life as unfair and begin to recognize that every single day is a gift. There is always something to be grateful for, no matter what stage of life you are in. Whether young or old, whether successful or struggling, there is always something to appreciate. If you can still breathe, you have a reason to be grateful. If you still have someone to love, you have a reason to cherish life. If you have ever experienced beautiful moments, those memories remain within you, shaping who you are forever. The power of gratitude is that it completely transforms the way we see everything. When you develop the habit of gratitude, you will find that the things that once bothered you become insignificant. You will realize that even in the hardest moments, there is always a silver lining. Even when you lose something, there are still countless other things to be grateful for. Even as you grow older, life continues to offer countless moments worth celebrating. So how do you make gratitude a daily habit? Start with something simple. Every morning, before getting out of bed, think of one thing you are grateful for. It could be a person who has helped you, a warm memory from your past, or simply the fact that you are healthy enough to experience another day. Write these things down in a journal, so that whenever you feel down, you can look back and remind yourself of the beauty that still exists in your life. Gratitude is not just a personal emotion, it is something you can share with others. When you express gratitude to someone, you not only make them feel valued, but you also bring more happiness into your own life. Take a moment to thank those who have made a difference for you. A short message, a phone call, or even a simple smile can make all the difference. When you begin each day with gratitude, you will find yourself living more fully. You will be less affected by hardships because you know there is still so much to appreciate. You will realize that no matter how life changes, no matter how old you grow, no matter what you may lose, there is always something to be grateful for. And when you truly appreciate life, you will feel more at peace, more joyful, and your days will be filled with deeper meaning. Life isn't measured by the years you've lived, but by how you live each day. If you remind yourself of these truths every morning, everything will change. You'll feel stronger, more at peace, and more grateful for every moment. Don't let age define you, let you define your worth. Live with gratitude, with purpose, and with joy. Because you are still here, and life is still waiting for you.